What's up, AHS? Back with 20 questions with Miles. Today I have 3 AHS Rosie Robotics students. I have Zayo, Bobby, and Christian, and today we're going to ask them some questions about Rosie Robotics. So, guys, what is Rosie Robotics?
So Rosie Robotics is the Agawam High School team. It's one of many of thousands of teams worldwide, China, US, Europe, all over the place. And worldwide, there's this one game that we compete in every year, and yeah.
Can you guys tell me a little bit more about FIRST?
So FIRST is a K through 12 robotics competition organization. So they have 4 main programs for the different age levels. The one that we're a part of, the FIRST robotics competition, is high school age. Okay. So we're competing with, like you said, the thousands of teams worldwide that are high school age. And what we do is we build a robot that's specific to the game that's released for each year, and then we compete against these other teams.
Okay, can you tell me a little bit more about this game?
Yeah, so the game Infinite Recharge there's 3 main elements to it. We have shooting, we got to move a spinner, and climbing. So with the shooting, we have a 7-inch 4-cell. It's kind of like a gym ball to play dodgeball with. So we got to score that into the shooting the shooting goal. So the low goal is like right about here, and then you got 2 high goals, a big hexagon where you got to score it into, and there's a third one further back inside, but it's also smaller. The spinner is you got to spin the spinner to get points. So for the color, and it also competes with the shooting goal, so you can level up on the stages. And then the climbing, you got to hang your robots up on a teeter-totter, so you have to get them level.
Okay. So is there like awards for like first, second, third place?
Yeah, so at one competition, no one team comes out on top. The way that it's structured is when you play the game, you're on a fairly large field. I don't know the exact dimensions. It's large. And there's 3 robots on each side, and those are called alliances. Now, the cool thing about it is someone you may be allied with in one match may be your opponent for the next. Okay. So it kind of sparks this like cooperation, they call it, where you're competing against people, but you're also trying to cooperate with them. So when the competition is said and done, the winning alliance is kind of the one who gets that first place award. They get a blue banner. Rosie has 3 of them to their name. So they have the banners for the winning alliance, and they have second place alliance. But there's also a number of awards for kind of the other things that go on. There are awards for what our marketing team does. There are awards for our robot design, our programming, everything that has to do with our team. There's some kind of award for it.
So where do these games take place?
The games take place at high schools and universities.
Okay.
For us, it's going to be mostly New England.
Okay.
So you're going to have places like WPI, Western New England recently, Waterbury, they're going to do it too. So, and there's way more than that. And then for the higher level, like district champs, you're going out to Texas, you're going out to St. Louis, places like that.
Okay. So Rosie is not for those interested in STEM, correct?
Correct, yeah, there's definitely, it's more than just a robot. We're a family. We have lunch on the weekends. We bring in snacks and food and drinks, but it's also, there's a business side to it. So if you're not interested in the robot or like doing anything hands-on or machining, you can go on a computer or do community outreach, because that's also a big part in this program.
Okay, so what are these sub-teams?
So Rosie has kind of a structure where we're split into smaller groups, so each one kind of focuses on one thing. So we have our manufacturing team, which takes the parts and builds them and assembles the robot once it's designed. Our CAD team, our computer-aided design team, actually models the entire robot in 3D modeling before we actually build it. Our programming team is responsible for making the robot move and having all sorts of autonomous functions to it. Our marketing team is responsible for outreach, sponsorships, and such. And those sub-teams all work together in one season to kind of culminate into this robot and business strategy that really is different every year because of the people that we have.
Okay. So can you talk about some of your personal experiences on Rosie?
I know one of my favorite experiences was just meeting a bunch of new people. I came onto the team as a freshman,
Okay.
and you know, I was new to the school. I didn't really know anybody, but a couple seniors, you know, they took me under my wing, and I had, you know, this huge group of friends, and we went like ice skating all the time. So I got to go out and meet new people and do things outside of just robotics, and you know, really had an impact on me.
For me, I think one of the coolest experiences was last season. I was having a lot of difficulty with what I was working on the programming sub team. So I reached out to a friend of mine, and she directed me towards a person who's in Israel. So I spent 2 days on the phone with this guy in Israel who I now know, and he really helped me a lot. And it just the words.
It's okay, take it.
Yeah, I can't. It never really kind of hit until after the fact that, wow, this program allowed me to be able to speak to a person in Israel and understand what they're talking about, and they helped me so much. So it's just the stuff like that, the people that you meet along the way, that really makes it cool.
Yeah, and like Zayo said, like personal experience, we grew up through the ranks together, so we knew each other kind of. But like once we got to high school, you have like more people we didn't know. But like Zayo said again, they took us underneath their wings. The mentors guided us and taught us new things, and we continued to succeed.
Like I didn't know how to use a CNC mill. I
Yeah.
don't know how to do any of that, but that's cool stuff to know. So yeah.
So is this like a year-round thing?
Yeah, definitely. It's always year-round. We have community events all over the summer and the fall, like National Night Out we did. We had a convention there. The fall festival, the Harvest Fest. We were there showing off robots. But once January 4th hits, or that first weekend in January, up until like maybe April, it's always competitive to build that robot. But we mostly meet together over the summer and the fall. So.
Okay. So what career opportunities does Rosie provide experience for?
In general, Rosie can give you experience for any career, whether you're interested in audiovisual, community outreach, whether it's public speaking, programming, software design, manufacturing, engineering, and literally anything. We have a place for somebody to learn more about that field. What's cool about what we do is it's not just sitting in a classroom learning about it. It's actually doing it and going through the process almost as if you are in a real company making a product, except there's no risk. If we fail, so what? We learned something. So you get to experience that process and learn in a safe environment.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's also $80 million in scholarship money
Oh, really? Okay.
to the colleges. So if you get in touch with jobs, like one of our sponsorships is Governors America Corporation over in the industrial park. Like they want to hire us three because we're hands-on. We already know what we're doing and willing to pay for our college if we do go there. But there's over $80 million in scholarships, a part of this program.
So what makes this different than taking an engineering class?
I think it goes back to what Christian was saying about the real world experience. The time crunch is very real. It's very stressful. It's going to be very much like the real world in the sense of time constraints, and also just engineering in general. Especially for me, I'm on the 3D design team. I'm the head of that, and the 6 week clock is always ticking. Like go go go. But there's other things you got to think about too. Like, if I design a part, is it going to break? Basically, if we hit something or if it falls or something like that. So it's very much a real world experience.
So what professionals have you personally gotten to work with?
For me, I got into work with a CNC machinist. I can help them do a CNC machine, a lathe, horizontal bandsaw, all the sorts. And I also worked with a CADing person, so like learning how to work with CAD and how to do certain aspects of it.
Like I mentioned before, the man from Israel was definitely one of the coolest professionals that I met. Other people have been from Governor's America Corps who we've talked to and worked with. I've met people who have been involved in Rosie for years that have been a super big influence on what I've been able to do, and just all these people really make it.
And I've gotten to work with a bunch of engineers from many different fields, from government work to the private sector for engineering different projects. And from that, you can learn so much more than any class.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So do you feel that your experience have prepared you for the future?
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I want to go into college for mechanical engineering, so this has helped me come a long way.
Yeah, same here, same as Bobby. It's definitely prepared me for my future. For college, I'll know how to use the 3D modeling software already. There was actually a Rosie alumni who went to college knowing how to use this program, and he ended up getting paid to teach the class for the teacher because he was the best student in the class and basically as good as the professor.
So all this sounds pretty cool. So what are you guys doing right now, and how can students participate?
Well, right now we are in the middle of our build season for this year.
Mm-hmm.
And all that people have to do is come down and check out one of our meetings. We meet almost every day on weekdays, except for Fridays, from 6 to 9 in room 85. On weekends we do meet, but the best time to check us out is in a weekday where it's a lot more comfortable. It's a shorter meeting. It's nice to see what's going on. I highly recommend, if you're interested in even the tiniest bit, just come down, check us out. We're always willing to say hi and walk you through things.
And we also welcome any parents that want to come in, or any sponsorships are welcome as well, either in like donating food, drinks, or anyone who's willing to do anything on this team.
So do you recommend this to others?
I mean, I definitely would. Trying to engage them in becoming in the real world issues going on to help prepare them for life.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I thank you, gentlemen, for coming. That is it for today. Check us out on the AHS webpage and Mr. Brown's YouTube channel. And I believe you guys have a link on the AHS webpage, right, for Rosie Robotics?
We do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or you can just search up Rosie Robotics 839, and usually the first link is our website.
Okay. You can also check that out and check us out on Channel 13. And that is all for today.